New York City will soon be the largest city in the U.S. to enact a reparations program. Council members Crystal Hudson and Farrah Lewis sponsored a pair of bills to establish a Truth, Healing and Reconciliation Commission and a Reparations Task Force. Both bills passed on Thursday and will be effective immediately. Today, the New York City Council voted to pass legislation establishing municipal efforts to acknowledge and address the legacy and impact of slavery and racial injustices in New York City, the New York City Council announced in a press release. The package of legislation would establish a Truth, Healing and Reconciliation process on slavery within New York City, which had one of the highest rates of slave ownership in the country in the 1700s, a reparations study, informational signs at the city's first slave market, and a task force to consider the creation of a freedom trail commemorating abolitionist movement and underground railroad sites. The press release detailed how the commission would establish facts about slavery in New York City and its ongoing legacies, protect and acknowledge affected persons and communities, and recommend changes for government and institutions to prevent the perpetuation and recurrence of injustices from the legacy of slavery. The two council members who sponsored the legislation praised its passage and think it will bring about change in the city. Hudson said she hopes the legislation will identify racist, anti-Black policies at the foundation of our city's institutions, and it will yield material solutions to address these foundational cracks. Lewis said the legislation is a crucial step towards justice and equity. When contacted by NYC Digital, Hudson touted the virtues of the legislation and argued the impact of slavery is still felt today. The passage of these bills represents a significant step for New York City. The harm slavery caused Black Americans continues to be felt today. Our nation's inability to properly redress such a historic wrong allows this deep injustice to continue to manifest itself in distinct, tangible ways, be it the prison industrial complex, predatory lending, redlining, or inequality in our school systems, Hudson said. When I first ran for office in 2021, I released a Black Agenda for New York City, outlining 6 bold recommendations that would meet the urgency of the racial reckoning facing our city. One of those recommendations was the creation of a citywide Truth, Healing, and Reconciliation process centered on acknowledging the city's racist practices and historic treatment of Black New Yorkers, she added. And it is my hope that as the nation's largest city, with the biggest municipal budget, our Truth, Healing, and Reconciliation process will work. It will identify racist, anti-Black policies at the foundation of our city's institutions, and it will yield material solutions to address these foundational cracks. However, not all New York City Council members are happy about the bills. "I'll move before I'll pay," Minority Leader Joseph Borelli told the NYC News. Borelli was one of the 8 council members to vote against the legislation. "If they can introduce me to one New Yorker who owned a slave, I'd be happy to consider it," he added. "But until then, I am not paying a dime as a reparation for a harm I did not cause, nor condone, nor once participated in." Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more news updates. Hit subscribe for latest news.